G'day and welcome back to another Dbz Dokkan battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at how the TEQ Trunks does in the red zone versus Broly. Now Trunks is a pretty cool unit, and by cool I mean he's the coolest unit because he's my favorite unit. But beyond being my favorite unit, he's actually also just a really good unit. 170% future saga lead with 130% super class lead. Pretty solid stuff. In his base form, he raises attack and greatly raises defense for 3 turns. He has attack and defense of 140%, gives superclass allies 2 key, 30% crit chance, and can have the chance to launch an additional attack. All solid stuff. However, you're not in the base form for very long. The big ticket item, or the time you spend the most in, is the Super Saiyan Trunks. Now, Super Saiyan Trunks greatly raises his attack and defense. He has attack and defense of 150%, he gives superclass allies 2 key, he has key +1 up to +4, and an additional attack and defense of 25% at the start of each turn. He launches an additional attack that has a great chance of becoming a super attack. He launches another additional attack that has a high chance of becoming a super attack starting from the 4th turn from the start of turn. And he has a chance of performing a critical hit plus 30% within the same turn with each attack performed. So that's really good. As he progressively fires more attacks, he'll have more chance to crit. You can fire up to 4 super attacks with Trunks, which is pretty crazy. So you get your standard one, your second one, your third one, then you get your additional one from the hidden potential system, and he's cooking. You can really stack the attack and defense super fast when you get those 3 or 4 super attacks off. So very, very good. Not to mention he has a very malleable link set with Super Saiyan, Golden Warrior, Prepared for Battle and Fierce Battle, and then obviously he's got the accoutrement of Future Saga links. Yeah, I said it, accoutrement, I know. Royal Lineage, Messenger from the Future, and Dismal Future, all solid links if you're looking at a Future Saga team. But he doesn't have to just be on the Future Saga team. He's on Hybrid Saiyans, Future Saga, Time Travelers, Jesus Family, Transformation Boost, Super Saiyans, Bond of Master and Supper, Revenge, Battle of Wits, Miraculous Awakening, lots. The thing with Trunks is obviously a specialist second slot unit. Eventually, by turn 10, which isn't that hard to get to, but he'll get to a very decent defense level. We're talking 500, 600, 700k. More often than not, you'll see those kind of numbers on Trunks. Now, as a second slot unit, that's perfect, because remember, when he's at the 500k mark, when he fires off those super attacks, he's going to be raising that defense even more. He's going to be pushing it to 600, 700 quite easily. When he's in the first slot, there's always that risk of that super attack. But the good thing for Trunks is he never has to be in the first slot, because one of his best linking partners that shares 5 links with him is the first slot specialist unit, Trunks and Vegeta. So how's that? It's really cool. That's pretty cool. It's like very awesome design that. So Trunks, it's not to say, alright, that he's not good in any other slot. I think he's also fine as a floater. I don't think you need him stacking every turn. I think it's ideal, but his defense will be okay in that floater slot as a damage dealer. You can see here, by the way, him popping off, just firing off all of those super attacks. But like the thing is, I just think with Trunks you want him in that second slot. It's just really where he shines for me. So when I build my team, I build around the fact that I'm going to have at least one rotation that's into Vegeta and Trunks and TEQ Trunks, and I think that's more than fine. I think Trunks is good. Obviously, I think a lot of people are raving about AGL Zamasu, and I agree. He has a great kit. I think the big thing with AGL Zamasu is, depending on how power creep goes, Zamasu will age better, because damage reduction and guard play a much greater role in a unit's defensive viability for a long time than just raw defense. However, I like Trunks right now, and I think he's really, really good for this current meta. I think he's really solid, and I think he'll last a while. I'm not saying he's going to last 2 or 3 years like Zamasu could potentially, but he'll definitely be a solid selection unit for quite a while, and I'm really, really happy with how they did his kit. I think going the full crit, full offense kind of thing was also a pretty good choice. The big question mainly with Trunks, honestly, is not whether he will do well in content. 9 times out of 10 he's going to do well in content. I think maybe the Cell Max event depending on how quickly you make it go, he may not be able to handle it. Even then, I think he should be fine. I think the big the big kind of functional gameplay loop that you need to be aware of is whether to use his boost mechanic or not. So Trunks' sort of hope mechanic is still, to me, a little bit finicky. Like, I love the animations with it. I love, what they've done with it. I think they have improved it. The fact that he now changes orbs all the time is very much important. But I think for his first appearance, he still should have changed all orbs. I think that was necessary, because there is a lot of times where you're looking to use Trunks' boost and you get a bad orb run or bad orb change, and it just feels like you're not getting a lot out of him. It just feels like he can get really shafted by the orb changing, and it's very strange, considering like he obviously has orb changing, but it just feels like him changing one orb was not enough. I think they should have made him change maybe 2 types of orbs. It's probably better. I just think in the long run, I understand they were understandably scared, because the thing is right, he's a nuking version of Gogeta. So like, AGL Gogeta, everyone loves AGL Gogeta. I love AGL Gogeta. He has guaranteed crits, right? He's got 70% evasion, and he can fire off additional super attacks because everyone builds him full additional. By the way, Trunks will be fine in this situation against Strength Broly's AoE attack. He'd take about 270k, which is pretty good. Everyone loves that. I love that. I think it's what makes Gogeta great. I think Gogeta is still probably the second best TUR EZA in the game. I think Zamasu may probably dethrone him, just again due to the fact that Zamasu can't die. But Trunks is kind of a similar thing. He's got guaranteed crits. The thing is, though, is he's a nuking unit. So the moment you get anywhere remotely past like 8 orbs, Trunks starts to do some pretty weird damage, like 12 million, 13 million. He could do 20 million. He can do very much so 30 million. It can get very crazy. It can get very out of hand. So I understand why they don't want to give crit to that. But at the same time, I think, here we're going to get, what's this, like 7 orbs, and he's going to do, I think, 13 million attack stat or something. I think he's going to do 13 or 14 million. You don't need a lot of orbs to get him to do offense. I understand that's maybe what held him back, but I think, especially for that first turn, make him change. If you don't want to give him a full field, make him change 2 types of orbs or something. I just think, I think like when you get the bad orb change, and I know you can reset your turn and everything, I understand that, but when you get the bad orb change, it definitely doesn't feel great. Like, it doesn't feel good. Like, all of a sudden you've gimped your Trunks, right? Because you've taken them from a like 700k defense unit that does 8 million attack stats to being a 300k defensive unit that does 12 million attack stats. Obviously the trade-off is for offense, but to me it needed to be a bit more worth it, because the second form Trunks, or his second transformation stage, is so strong. It just feels like they needed to improve the boost mode, and that's a complaint in a smallest capacity. I think everything else about him has been done perfectly, and I love him a lot. I think he's awesome. Plus, check that KO screen. Nothing wrong with that. So that's it from me. Just my thoughts. I think he's great in any red zone, so I don't have any problems with him about that. And we'll take a look at him in, obviously, Syn Shenron. We'll take a look at him in plenty of events. So there's obviously a lot of reason to take a look at him. And that's it from me. Bye.